You had a little bit of tennis talk for us here. Take it away.
Yeah, last Sunday I was wrapping up the French Open, and here we are 11 days away, 10 when this goes up on YouTube, Spotify, whatever you're listening to, from Wimbledon. And it's been a very short grass season. I wanted to take a look and cover what's going on briefly, but there's really not too much. We've got two ATP, this is all ATP 500 level tournaments going on this way, the Cinch, also known as Queen's Club, and the Halle in Germany. And that's so far there's two 250 level ones kicking off this week, next week. I think Medvedev is the only like high ranked profile player I've seen registered in that, and that's because he took a first round loss in the Halle, I believe. But yeah, it's before getting into the play at the tournaments, I guess can just say it's mostly the decision by the French Open to postpone everything a week, and it ran without a hitch and was an amazing tournament. So it's hard to criticize them there, but as a result, we're seeing some wear and tear. We're seeing, a lot of the names like Djokovic, Tsitsipas, were not seen playing at all before Wimbledon. So you hope they've got some nice home grass courts to get adjusted on and they'll be ready before the big one. And then the other big name, of course, Nadal, withdrawing from both Wimbledon and the Olympics, which, considering he's withdrawing from the Olympics as well, says a lot about the wear and tear and that it's more than something he just needs one extra week of rest for that can't quite make the cut for Wimbledon. And as he said in his statement, it's a long-term decision. This is so he hopefully remains I'd say surpasses the benchmark sent by Federer. So for how long a player can remain competitive for. But yeah, an unfortunate withdrawal, and I'm a bit anxious heading into grass season just without a ton going on and not really knowing what we're going to get out of the big names. In both draws going on in the Halle and the Queens, the conditions for a dark horse to emerge, which could be a huge storyline going to Wimbledon, are there. We've had a lot of upsets already. I mentioned Medvedev going out. Obviously, Felix taking out Federer, another big one. Zverev lost today. And then on the London Queen's side, we had Andy Murray losing to Berrettini, though I'm not sure you can call that an upset as Berrettini's the number one seed in the tournament. And we had the Italian Sinner going out in the first round as well to a Jack Draper. I mentioned Felix in there getting the win over Federer. So he's off to the third round. Chapo also in London made it past into the third round today, playing solid tennis. He didn't have a single break point and looked pretty steady throughout most of the match. So exciting for our boys for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little anxious heading into Wimbledon.
Yeah, it's not a lot of run up for a lot of these players, but in the end, they're all in the same boat. They're all on the same playing field. I saw Osaka also pulled out of Wimbledon today, but she will participate in the Olympics. But
From
with
Japan, of course.
yeah, with two of these major competitors, one on the men's, one on the women's side, pulling out, it obviously it's unfortunate that we're not going to see some of the top tier tennis at that tournament, but it does open the playing field. And something that I said earlier, and it's a take that I'll continue to sit on, is I think the Canadians uh, perform the best on grass and obviously hardcourt, but grass I think is much more suited to their strengths as opposed to clay. And I think there's an opportunity here for Dennis, for Felix, for Milos, for Bianca, Layla, one of those five. Definitely, I think there's a chance for them to make a fairly deep run at Wimbledon, as we've seen to see from Canadians the last couple of years, 5, 6 years. There's been at one point or another one of our young stars making a run. So I'm hoping that can be replicated again this year. I am really excited to tune in to watch them play because Wimbledon, it's just always a good time. It's right in the middle of the summer. you just get good vibes from that tournament and some great scenery. So definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. On that note, a happy birthday to Bianca and condolences on the birthday loss. But yeah, fingers crossed. I was really excited to see Chapo at the French Open after that match he put up against Nadal earlier in the clay season, and was very disappointed not to see it, but he looks back at 100%. So really excited for Wimbledon. And yeah, that wraps up all the tennis talk I got. I think we got baseball to close out the show.